Welcome to the Bible Knowledge Workshop, episode 15. Today's episode will kind of put us at a benchmark. We've closed out the first 13 of our Bible time periods, which concludes the Old Testament study. Today's episode, we're going to look at period number 17, which is the years of silence. And that puts us at a break before we get to the last three of the time periods that will constitute the New Testament. And so, by way of review, let's look again at the 17 time periods. One of the fundamental memory works that we're doing in the Bible Knowledge Workshop is trying to put to memory these 17 time periods. What this will do is it will help us to understand and to see the Bible chronologically. Seeing this timeline will help us understand that the Bible, the characters in the Bible, the events and the stories that we read are really just one continuous story. And if you can memorize this timeline, or these 17 time periods, it'll help you to understand the sequence of that story. And so to help us, let's say the 17 time periods again. Before the flood, scattering of the people, patriarchs, exodus from Egypt, wandering in the wilderness, invasion and conquest of Canaan, judges, united kingdom, divided kingdom, Judah alone, captivity, return from captivity, years of silence, life of Christ, early church, letters to the Christian. Today's episode, we have, as you might guess, just very few quiz questions we'll try to put to memory. During the 400 years of silence, which is the 14th of our 17 time periods. Who was the last prophet to speak to the people of Israel before the Old Testament comes to a close? Malachi. For how many years will God remain silent? "400 years. After the 400 years, who broke the silence? An angel of the Lord. Remember, in the New Testament, the gospel writers tell us that an angel of the Lord appeared to announce the birth first of John the Baptist, and then, of course, of our Lord. Well, not many questions today over the 400 years of silence. In our upcoming studies, before we move to the New Testament portion of the Bible Knowledge Workshop, I think it's important for us to pause for a while and do some review over the first 14 of the 17 time periods. Had a lot of questions we tried to put to memory, a lot of lists, a lot of information. And so we'll try to do some reviews and some quizzes, and we want to look at the timeline of the Old Testament, because we're trying to not just put certain things to memory, as valuable as that is, but we're trying to understand these facts and where they fit in the biblical timeline to help us to understand better and to appreciate and maybe be better equipped to be able to share the Bible story with others. But thank you for joining us for the Bible Knowledge Workshop.